My name is Chloe, and this is the Feed or Flow podcast, where you'll find authentic conversations on how to get your period back and restore your metabolism from years of disordered eating, low-calorie diets, and excessive exercise regimes. No trendy diets of celery juice and broccoli sprouts will be found here. Rather, my mission is to teach you balance and how the foods you've most likely cut out of your diet are the very ones that are essential for health. It's time we stop fearing food and embrace all that it can do for us. Food freedom, vivacious health, and a monthly menstrual cycle is possible, and I'm going to show you how to achieve this type of wellness without obsession. I know for myself, I remember feeling so just numbed out. It was like I just was flatlining all the time. And sure, I wasn't experiencing anger and sadness, but I wasn't experiencing like elation and joy. And I thought that that was safe to stay there. It was like, I don't even have a menstrual cycle. I am just like, nothing changes every single week. It's the same thing. And that to me for a time felt really safe. And it actually scared me to get my period back because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, for the emotional roller coaster that all these women tell me they go on. But now that I've had my period back for, oh gosh, 2 years or something like that, like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine not living with like the seasons in my body and without living in this like connection to all my emotions, the sad, the frustrated, the happy, the joyous, and like all of them, and really be connected to them. So that was just a beautiful, just breathe in and
Yeah,
even just like feel my body a little bit right now. And I
yeah,
think this is something I wasn't used to doing before.
absolutely. Yeah, like what you just said, it's just so beautiful feeling the different cycles and different seasons of your body and noticing that you're not just like this line, you're not just like this contained thing that has to function. Like you're this wild woman that has so many different facets and aspects, so many different emotions. And with that, you can play and create. And that's the juiciness, that's the playfulness in life, to play with that basically. So can be overwhelming, like you said, and a lot of people feel that numbness based on, the trauma they hold in their body. But numbness is a feeling. It's not nothing. It's a feeling, and it actually shows how much potency and how much power is beneath all of that. It's just like it's being held back.
Mm.
So there's a lot to uncover.
Yeah. So you are a feminine embodiment coach and
Yes.
you have women coming to you. Now, I don't personally ever pay for something or dive into something that I don't need. So, you having a successful business in this, what is the need? What's going on here? Why are women coming to you to learn about their feminine?
Mm, I love that question. And I love what I do based on that question. Basically, why I'm doing this is it's so much more than just, you and me and our cycles and all of that. I'm here doing this work and offering this service because this is going to change the world essentially. The way we approach ourselves, the way we connect in with our bodies and feel ourselves and are available for our own heart and our own feminine energy, that's how we perceive and that's how we act in the world, in the external world basically, and with each other. That's how we relate to each other. So if we are in our feminine, we can also invite the masculine in the world to be the masculine basically and have that exchange going on, that healthy dynamic going on, which has been completely out of balance in our world nowadays. We're living in this very wounded masculine energy that's happening in this planet. Like it's very linear, it's very like all these programs and systems going on. You're told from young age to be a certain way. You can't be creative, you can't be too much, you can't be too loud, all these different things going on. You're literally programmed into being a robot, into being a square. Where's your divinity? Where is the creativity? Where's your expression in that? And a lot of people out there, like I said, are in that wounded masculine state because a lot of men haven't been shown, for example, how to be, the divine masculine. A lot of women haven't been shown by their mothers how to be the divine feminine, how to actually honor their bodies, how to honor their femininity and their pleasure and all of that. So connecting in with your feminine is so important because it changes the way you relate to others and yourself and your own cycles, and you start to not just only honor your body but also nature and earth. So it's a whole collective thing. So you're not just doing this work for yourself, you're doing it for the generations after you, for your kids, for your family, for everyone around you, because when that spark is lit inside of you, that feminine spark, you radiate and you're like this goddess basically that is shining and just honors herself. And that spark then is passed on to other women and other men in this world. So essentially, it's everything. It really is. Women wanting to be more creative in their business, more successful, but also feel more pleasure with themselves in their relationships, intimacy, all of that. It's connected in with your feminine energy.
So I want to share a story with the listeners, and this will just be real quick because I want to hear more from you. But I think that this is just, it's going to really sort of prove your point of how much like the feminine can shine. So I used to work at the farmer's market, and I met this woman one day, and it was just like one of those, like I was drawn to her, right? Like I saw her, and it was like all of a sudden I felt like my body sort of coming towards her, but she was so
Mm,
radiant, and she just like she was standing there just so sure of herself, but yet so welcoming. So she was like strong yet soft. And there's
mm,
something about her. And I had a conversation with her because I was helping her, with her groceries and all of that. And this woman just left like such a mark in my mind. And literally a couple days later, I had a friend over. I actually had a couple girlfriends over. We're making dinner. We had some candles lit and all of that. And we started this conversation about the feminine. And
mm,
my friend starts talking about this woman that she knows quite well, and just how she's such a role model to her and how strong she is, yet how like she commands respect, and yet she's just so compassionate. And I was like, oh my gosh, I met a woman who was so similar and all that. And lo and behold, we go and find out we are talking about the same woman, but she has like that
mm.
much just like she just
Yeah,
beams with the feminine that it's like, of course we're talking about the same woman, like, of
mm.
course. But it really just
She left a mark.
yeah, you can tell when someone is connected.
Yeah.
And I know for me, it's changed everything. I'm wondering for you, Amy, did you have a moment in your life where you were not connected to your feminine? And if so, how did being connected to your feminine start to change everything in your life?
Mm. Absolutely. I had a moment, I had a long moment, I think, where I was driven by my wounded masculine. It changed for me a few years ago, basically, when I really, really dove into this work. I've been doing a lot of healing work since I've been a little child and, working around my inner child and my parents and all of that. But connecting into my feminine was a whole different thing. So I used to work in marketing and I used to be very, you know, a woman that was very independent, very like, I can do this, I'm successful, I'm earning a lot of money, I've got all the things, but I wasn't happy. I was so not happy with myself. Like in the external, it looked like I was living this perfect life, but internally, I was not satisfied at all. And I mean, that's a natural trait of the feminine to always want more, to long for more, and to like feel expansive and all of that. And I was definitely not feeling that. I was like, something is off here. I'm being led by my head and not by my heart, not by my body, not by my feminine. I felt so cut off from my senses, from my sexuality. I was not intimate with myself. I was not considering myself. I was just living by other people, basically, like by what I had to do by society. And that's that moment. That was that turning moment for me when I was like, okay, something needs to change. I'm going to follow my feeling, the sense that I had in my body. And back then, it was kind of cut off compared to now, but I still had that inner feeling that something needed to change. And I was willing to just drop everything for it. Like I literally changed my whole life. I sold everything I had and owned, and I literally moved to the other side of the world to start this journey to kind of put myself in a new container where I could just unfold completely, far off from everything I had known. And that's literally where my journey started with the feminine. And it starts with honoring yourself and feeling your heart and yourself and noticing, okay, where am I blocked? Where am I hurt?
Thanks for listening to this short clip from the Feed or Flow podcast. To listen to the rest of the show, head on over to your favorite podcast app like iTunes or Spotify. If your period has gone MIA, you're going to want to get her back. She's important for your health and misses you dearly. I've created a juicy online course designed to teach you everything I wish I knew about getting my period back, restoring my metabolism, and cultivating a healthy, nourishing relationship with food. The Get Your Flow On course is designed to empower and inspire you to achieve full recovery. Head on over to www.flowwithchloe.com to sign up.